Listen, some of you got 3, 4, 5-year-old boys who do what the hell they want in your house. You better get them under control, because when he shows up for pre-K or kindergarten, the white teacher ain't going to take time out and teach him how to control himself. She's going to refer him for drugs. And I'll also say this. If you don't believe in medicating your child, you don't believe in an ADHD evaluation. Because the only solution America has for so-called ADHD, which isn't even attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, what I'll call is ain't no daddy at home disorder. Ain't no daddy at home disorder. That's all. 80% of black boys on ADHD medicine don't have a father figure in their life. This is not a neurological issue. This is not a psychobiological issue. This is not a psychiatric issue. This is a war on black men that sends the daddies to jail and sends the mother to the doctor when the son can't control himself because he's missing his daddy. Most of the ADHD black children I've tested, guess what? You know what they suffer from? Not ADHD, but attachment disruption. Mother is gone. Daddy is gone. Grandma died. The auntie who raised me got called up to go overseas on her military reserve contract. Our children need adults in their life who love them. And when they don't get that, they go to school and they're agitated. It ain't got nothing to do with ADHD. It's attachment disruption. But white teachers don't care how you feel. They only care how you act. And that's why external behaviors get all the attention. Your son might be suicidal, nobody gonna catch it. He might be depressed, nobody gonna catch it. He might be anxious, nobody gonna catch it. But guess what? The minute he threatened to fight somebody, everybody gonna catch it. Which takes me to another point. Go home today. Tell your children from kindergarten to the 12th grade, don't you threaten nobody in that school. Don't you ever mention a gun or a knife or any other weapon. Don't you ever threaten to blow up the school, because guess what they're doing now? They're expelling black boys out of preschool. I'm talking 3-year-olds. They're being expelled out of preschool because they're getting angry and they're telling the teacher, I'm going to shoot you. You know they can't shoot nobody. The teacher know they can't shoot nobody. But because white folks don't like black folks, guess what? He'll never be allowed in another public school the rest of his life. And that's our fault too. Because we should have our own schools for our own children. Black kids should not be going to white folks to get an education. We should all be ashamed of ourselves for that. Especially when you look at how many teachers are married to the police who shoot us down. So America got it set up where they use the white woman to miseducate, and then the white woman's husband will lock his son up when his wife is done miseducating. I want to tell you a story as I wrap up. A story about a man by the name of Booker T. Washington. A Pan-Africanist like me and educated than me, but 50 times greater than me. Booker T was born into slavery in West Virginia. He walked the Hampton Institute in Virginia to get an education. His mother was raped by a white man, so his father was a European that he never knew. When he got to Hampton Institute, he couldn't afford the tuition, so he asked the principal of Hampton, who was a white man, could he work his way through school. They gave Booker T an opportunity to clean. And Booker T cleaned so well that they put him on a work-study program that allowed him to pay for his education. When he graduated from Hampton Institute in Virginia, a phone call came in from Tuskegee, Alabama. They asked the white principal of Hampton, do you have any colored graduates who could possibly come on down to Alabama and teach black folks how to make a living down here? Booker T accepted the job. When he got to Tuskegee, Alabama, there was no school, brothers and sisters. He had to use an old storefront, an old barn, an old church. When the first class of students came into Tuskegee, he made them dig up their sleeves and they built their own buildings, made their own clothes, cooked their own food, put together their own bricks. The students of Tuskegee Institute became so popular for brick making that the white construction companies would come and get bricks from the students than rather get them from white construction companies. And then Booker T said, I need a science teacher. He heard of a black man by the name of Dr. George Washington Carver, the first of his race to get a PhD in agricultural science up in Iowa. He asked George, will you come on down to Tuskegee and help teach our children? At the time, Dr. George Washington Carver was considered the #1 scientist in the country, not black, period. He was being offered lucrative contracts by the Army, military industrial complex, pharmaceutical industries. And guess what? That black man, also born in slavery, castrated as a child because white folks thought he might want to touch their daughter, so he never had a reproductive organ. Dr. George Washington Carver took the job at Tuskegee. He got there. He goes to Booker T, says, Booker T, where's my office? Where's my science lab? Where's my lecture hall? Booker T said, George, all we got is what you see. And that black man, no reproductive organ, made no complaints, turned down millions of dollars, got to Tuskegee and walked to the trash dump. And when he got to the trash dump of the students at Tuskegee Institute, he pulled out tin, he pulled out iron, he pulled out plastic, he pulled out aluminum, he pulled out wood from the garbage of children. Gave us more than 500 products from the peanut. From the garbage of children. Gave us more than 200 products from the soybean. From the garbage of children. Thousands of products from the sweet potato. So as I leave you, I ask you one simple question. How is it with your $2 trillion that we come from ancestors who had nothing, did everything, you have everything, and you have done nothing? Black power, brothers and sisters.